Of Stockbridge officially has a new mayor, and at 22 years old, he is the city's youngest mayor yet. Atlanta News First Bridget Spencer is live from Stockbridge City Hall tonight. And Bridget, plenty of people came out to see this young mayor sworn in.
That's right. It was a packed house watching the new young mayor at just 22 years old, Jayden Williams, get sworn in along with two other council members. Now today, Jayden spoke with us and he made a case for himself as he goes into his first term. It was a packed house for the swearing in of Stockbridge's youngest mayor ever.
It's time for change.
Jayden Williams.
It says that Stockbridge was ready for change. It says that they believed in what I was committing to the community. And that
the 22-year-old beat incumbent Anthony Ford in November, winning close to 54% of the votes.
Yeah, I didn't find out until maybe 2 weeks after the election that I was the youngest in Stockbridge, but also the youngest African-American mayor in the state. But
Williams grew up in Stockbridge, attending Dutchtown High School. He graduated from Clark Atlanta University with a political science degree, something he was actually pursuing while on the campaign trail. He was sworn in alongside two new council members, Antoine Cloud and Lakeisha Gant.
Our city is growing. Our leadership is evolving, and we are embracing every generation as a part of Stockbridge's future.
Williams is prioritizing youth well-being, the economy, and affordable housing.
And then I also want to make sure our housing is stable and that our economic drive can help our housing infrastructure. I'm Jayden Williams.
The new mayor is excited for his term, even stating how proud his ancestors would be.
My great-grandfather used to warn my grandmother never to stop in Henry County or Stockbridge because of the racial tensions here in this community. And yet today, in a moment he may have only had dreamed of, I was sworn in on his very Bible.
Now, Mayor Williams did also have some political experience as he was being educated. He served on the Student Government Association as treasurer, and he also served as freshman class president. We're live in Stockbridge. Bridget Spencer, Atlanta News First.